I'm back at work at my cast iron wheel, drilling, tapping, boring, and probably won't surprise anybody who's ever seen me try to do anything, but I've changed tactics. I feel like I've screwed something up. I made this thing. Well, you know what I'm going to do? Now that I'm working with my new camera, and maybe this time it won't blow up on me and turn itself off. Here we go. I'm going to use my phone and try to be... Boy, that's really difficult. You're holding the phone in one hand to look at what you're doing, and you got the camera here in the other hand, and everything goes backwards. Wow, that's confusing. Anyway, I made this. And the purpose of this was to go into the chuck, and the lathe chuck, and it was to sit in there like this, and then it was supposed to hold the soft jaws out and away from each other while I bored the soft jaws and made a nice place for the wheel to sit. And then I thought to myself, maybe this is unnecessary. The major reason that I had a problem chucking this thing is that it's hard. Cast iron is hard. It feels like, you know, like glass when you're chucking it. And now I have soft jaws. And it seems to me that I should be able to chuck this using the soft jaws, even if I don't cut them. I mean, if I were to put this thing in here, presumably it would lie flat against the chuck face, and the soft jaws would hold it nicely because they're soft and they're not going to skate on a hard surface. And then I'd be all set. And I could just do whatever I wanted. And I decided that's what I was going to do. And I tried to put it in there, and I found out this thing is, you know, maybe half an inch too big in diameter for that to work, because when you pull it out that far, the jaws start to fall off the chuck. You can only open jaws so wide, and soft jaws hang out pretty far. You know, they're when you start out with soft jaws, you're already pretty far out there. So I believe that's correct. I believe they're made with a lot of material to hog off to begin with. So the chuck is already, even though it looks like it's closed, the chuck is kind of open when you have the soft jaws closed. So this is too big. And I thought, well, now what am I going to do? I don't have anything around that I can stick in there. But now I found this thing, this donut that I had left lying around from cutting something else 1,000 years ago. No idea what it was. Aluminum, piece of aluminum, presumably pretty round. And I thought, what if I stick this thing in here, and I turn a shoulder on it, and then I turn it around and put the shoulder inside the spindle hole on the, you know, the hole in the lathe chuck, and I use that to hold the jaws out, because it's bigger than, I don't know how well you can see this. I don't have any good way to hold up this camera yet. I got it on a tripod, and I'm starting to understand that's not going to be the best way to do this. I'm going to have to work out some kind of adapter to hold it on a magnetic base or something. But anyway, I think you can probably see this thing is considerably, it's about an inch smaller in diameter than the donut. So that would allow me to open my soft jaws farther before machining them, and that would allow me to take less material off the soft jaws, and that would get me more use out of the soft jaws, because I don't want to do a giant job the first time I use them and completely destroy them so I can't use them on anything else. So this is my strategy, and I'm going to give it a shot. I am totally not sure whether I'm going to survive at this business of making YouTube videos. My camera turned off for no reason whatsoever, and the battery is full, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, wish me luck with this. I'm going to get to within like 1/4 of an inch of the chuck with the bit, the cutting tool. To most people, that's a joke. To me, that's like super close, because I'm a bad machinist. So I've already hit it with the WD-40, and we'll see what we do. Nice bird's nest. I'm a big coward when it comes to taking off a lot of metal. Also, I don't know how well these jaws are going to grip. That's not good. I have not mastered the art of controlling shifts. I should do this by hand because then I could stop turning it and the ship would break. I want to see more or less where I am with this. About 2.760. So I got to take off another about 360. Something like that. Let me see. What's a good place to end up? Let's say 2.3. So 460. Here's about 100. About another 150 off the diameter. I'm wearing my A-Bomb 79 t-shirt that arrived, so I'm trying to stand out of the way when the WD-40 starts flying. down to about 350 off of it. No injuries yet, no deaths. 2.410. About. I'm going to knock off another 100. No. Let's take it down to 2.3. About another 110 thousandths off the diameter. Which is where I said I wanted to be now that I think about it. I'm right at 2.30. So hopefully when I turn that around, it'll fit pretty well in the the spindle hole. I think I may clean up this outside a little bit. I don't think it can hurt. It's a little warm though. I don't know, can I actually do that? If I turn this thing around, then this thing, the outer part, it'll be right up against the jaws. I mean, I don't know, I could try to chug it so it's sticking out a little ways. I don't know, Good machinists would know the answer, I don't. First of all, let's see if it fits in there. Okay, that's nice. So it does go in there. Just about perfect, as a matter of fact. I don't know how precisely soft jaws are ground. I wonder. I love facing stuff that has no middle to it, because every time you face it, it looks beautiful. You don't have to worry about that thing sticking up in the middle. I think it's finally getting a continuous chip. So I guess that's phased. I used that TIG glove because it was hot. I probably should have taken that off. Huh? Good enough. Not the greatest finish on her, but not terrible. Let me see if I can hold this well enough to nibble down the outside. First of all, it's nice and warm. Take off your TIG glove and then handle the hot metal. If you're wondering, that's the way it works. Maybe I should get a parallel or something. Parallel, parallel. Ah. Good enough. I just want to have something that kind of resembles, you know, a face that runs true. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that's pretty bad though. That's terrible. All right, another parallel. Oh. Oh boy, parallel, chuck key, whoops. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. Seems like it is, but who am I to judge? That ought to be true pretty much. That would be perfect. Yeah, well, at least it's not wobbling around where I can see it. I'm going to give it a whack. Let's see what happens. Call the paramedics. Okay, now let's try it in gear. I don't know, man. That's not running too good. I didn't true it up at all, but at least I made it pretty. I'll try again. I'll get back to you if I ever get this right. I think I got it. Let's see, nothing's gonna fly apart or explode when I turn it on. And it is in gear. Let's see what happens. Looks like I need some lessons operating the clutch. Uh-oh. Oh boy. I'm going for it. Ow. Ow. Dang it. There's no way on earth I'll be able to show you this until I get some kind of superior way to hold the camera. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a big old boring bar, about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm using carbide. Maybe I shouldn't do that with steel with an interrupted cut, but I've got an insert on here that's not in the greatest shape on earth. And I figured I'd give it a shot. And what do I lose? If it doesn't work, then I've lost one corner on an insert. It's not doing that well to begin with. So, because I can't show you this, I'm going to try to do it without you, but I'll be back. I've got to take off 0.85 inches off the inside of this thing on the diameter. I'm going to try to go in about 1/2 inch. Well, I got her done. I can't figure something out. I used this thing, the inner donut type thing that I machined. I used that to measure what this thing, the inner diameter of the cut on these jaws was. And for some reason, it ended up being off by 2/10. I mean, not 10 thousandths, but 2/10 of an inch. But now it works great. Let me see. Let's see here. Whoops, sorry. So, that's it. It's in there. Does it run true? I don't know. Let me find out. I mean, it's never going to run true. It's a rough part. But, it's within what, 10 thousandths of running true? I mean, about as true as cast iron gets, I would think. So, very happy with myself. I finally made bored out soft jaws. Did it successfully. Didn't have to buy a bunch of expensive crap to make to bore them out and hold them in place. So I guess I'll drill me a hole. I think I will just start with a 1/2 inch hole and then call it quits for the day. It'll be a miracle if you can see this. So I'm going to give it a whack. I don't use good drills for anything if I can avoid it. I've got some nice American drills, but I bought a box of Harbor Freight high-speed steel drills, $35. I haven't found anything wrong with the steel itself. People say they're ground crooked and stuff like that. Maybe they are. I haven't seen that yet. Sometimes they say they're ground rounded so they don't cut that well. But my feeling is like this. Anybody who knows anything about tools, even me, can sharpen a drill bit as long as it's not tiny. And it's nice to have something that if you don't care if it breaks. I mean, $35 for 115 drill bits. If it breaks, you get over it. And this is a Chinese Enco center drill. So we'll see what happens. See, nothing's in the way, right? I love this drill chuck. Everybody said that the new Jacobs chucks were not as good and they were made in China and all this stuff. But I found a lot of people that recommended Golden Goose chucks, which are, I think, the same chucks that Vertex makes. They're made in Taiwan. So I found this one, and it's a 3/4 inch chuck. Hard to find in America, but I found it on eBay, and I haven't had any trouble with it. Let's see. I guess that's not going to go. One nice thing about Golden Goose chucks is that people in America don't know what they are, so they'll sell them cheap. See what happens. Come on, baby. soft jaws are holding so far. Either it's gone through or the drill bit has vaporized. I am a very happy guy. I was going about half as fast as whatever the maximum feeder speed is for this thing. And I'm going a little slower than I need to go for this 1/2 inch bit, which I don't know if I'll get in here. I may have to back up again. Get in there. There we go. Supposedly you can do 600 RPMs with this in cast iron. Guess we'll find out soon. The power of Harbor Freight. I, for one, welcome our new Chinese overlord. Well, how about that? So that's going to be a couple thousandths over 1/2 inch. I'm going to have to bore it out from here, and I am tired. So I'm going to clean up the garage and see if I can upload this video. I think I deserve a beer. See you next time.